It's Tuesday at 12, and this is Aperture and Shutter Speed, the photography radio show where you can learn and share your love for photography. I'm your host, Chelsea Williams. I'm a professional portrait photographer in Conroe. If you have any questions or comments during the show, check us out, Aperture and Shutter Speed on Facebook page, and comment and ask anything you have. Today, I'm going to be talking to Dawn Candy with I Promote You. Welcome, Dawn, and thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you, Chelsea. I appreciate the invitation.
Absolutely. I'm excited to hear all about the different photography-related promotional items, and we're going to be talking about headshots and all different sorts of things today. Before we jump into that, I just want to go over a few announcements. The Woodlands Camera Club is not having their general meeting this upcoming Monday because of the holiday. And then on September 11th, they're doing the Fine Art of Seeing from 2 to 4. And September 15th, they're doing Learning to Shoot, which is their special interest group, from 7 to 9. And you can go to the woodlandscameraclub.org to see their full calendar and get more information about that. Today, directly after our show, the PBA is doing a free webinar for members on how to create your marketing calendar. So I know for a lot of photographers out there, marketing and knowing how to schedule that might be challenging. So just go online, and that's completely free for anybody who's a PBA member. I know a lot of you have already registered for Imaging USA. Don't forget to also register for your hotel rooms, because those are going to be selling out quickly, the ones that are specifically for imaging. Anyway, so that's January 8th through the 10th. Go to imagingusa.org. So that's pretty much the announcements. And I get to the question I always ask, which is, what kind of pictures have you been taking lately? I want to know from everybody out there, so you can comment online. Tell us what pictures you've been taking lately, or post your pictures. I want to see them. And Dawn, I know you're not a photographer, but everybody takes pictures, right? So
you're absolutely right. Definitely not a photographer, but still love to do the selfie occasionally, taking pictures of family, friends. My husband, during this last weekend at Chairman's Ball, of course, we both got dressed up and took pictures of each other, so there's always something.
I did see those pictures. Those are pretty good.
Thank you.
And
the ones you saw, though, were professionally done, I have to say. The Chamber did hire someone to take pictures, not only at the beginning as we walked into the ball, but also throughout the ball. She did some candid shots, and then some of our friends, of course, took some pictures of us as well, and those have been the ones that I've been posting, so it was so much fun.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? If you're going to get dressed up and have a great night, you might as well have some fabulous pictures, right?
I have to have fabulous pictures. The Chairman's Ball is the one and only event that I get that dressed up for. I actually had a long ponytail in the back this year, which was a lot of fun to wear. So I'm glad that we got to take some pictures of that as well. So at least I have some evidence that once I had long hair. So. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And so those were all pictures taken of you, and then you take pictures of your family and things like that.
Of course.
Everybody takes pictures.
And cute grandbabies. Yeah. I'm a little partial there, but yes. We have 6 grandchildren. So, there's always an opportunity to take pictures when they come over, and because they grow so fast, you just want to make sure that you get every chance, to take that picture.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I don't think my children will have any problems with pictures when they get older.
I am sure they will not. They probably get them daily.
Yes.
Yours look so much better than mine because of lighting and everything else, because of your knowledge. So,
well, in my childhood, there's little evidence that I existed, but my children, it'll be like a daily novel of their life. I just took a cell phone picture with my son yesterday because I was trying to unfold one of my backgrounds and kind of clean it up and refold it, and he just hopped right on and was thinking we were just going to drag him around the house. So I had to get a picture of that. That was pretty cute.
Yeah, great photo op. There you go. Yeah.
Yes, kids are always there for great photo ops. The other project I've been working on lately, which I'm kind of excited about, is I have a friend, Jackie Parker, who owns Dollface Studios, and Jackie does professional makeup services, and so we've teamed up to try to, just have some fun at the beginning of the school year. It's senior portrait season, because most of the seniors by now have already had their yearbook picture taken.
Right.
But, that doesn't show a lot of personality. You got to get out there and show a little more personality.
Oh, and that sounds so fun. I mean, what senior girl would not like to have her makeup professionally done, and then a photographer coming in and taking beautiful pictures?
Right?
Yeah.
So we're doing a contest, and I'm going to choose 2 winners, and the winner will get professional makeup done by Jackie, Dollface Studios, and then I'm going to do about a 2-hour session, and we're going to do like all the basic standard stuff customized to them, and then I want to do a few shots, and Jackie's going to redo hair and makeup a little bit and do something pretty funky.
Oh, fun.
And I think
to
it'll
show their personalities.
To show the personalities.
There you go.
And a little artistic. And at the end of it all, both seniors were going to end up getting a senior album. So they'll have something to show off. And they'll have their Facebook pictures. So if anybody wants any more information about that, you can go to my website, which is chelseawilliamsphotos.com, or you can email me, chelseawilliamsphotos@yahoo.com. Anyway, I'm hoping everybody's, getting in the senior mood and kind of having some fun with it.
Yeah, that'll be a fun thing to share on Facebook as well to help our friends who have seniors to know about that contest. Great.
And, looking at all these senior pictures, and I sit with moms, and I see them just like in tears every time they look at the pictures. And my daughter, she'll be 8, in September, and I'm thinking, I can't fast forward there yet. Like I'm thinking about how young she is now, and I'm thinking these pictures will be great for like the back of the yearbook. When they graduate, they put all the pictures in of when they were young, and I'm like, okay, these pictures would be pretty cute for that in the back of the yearbook. And but I watch these moms just crying, and
it's an emotional time.
Yeah,
it is.
And I'm sitting here thinking, I don't want to think about that. I've got 10 more years, and my daughter, she thinks she's ready for high school anytime now. I mean, she's only in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
But she asks me all the time. She watches these movies. She's like, when can I start going to prom? I'm like, no.
Wow.
And I'm like, no, we're not even thinking about that. But
yeah, we need her to slow down a little bit and enjoy the childhood. I mean, that time will come quick enough.
Yes, but I blame all these movies that these kids watch. She wants to go to prom and thinks it would be so much fun, and it is.
Yeah.
It is, but not for her yet.
Yeah,
so.
She's only 8. Slow down.
Yeah. But I completely empathize with all these moms that I see that, I don't know. But I like that too. I like being able to capture that and being a part of their lives in that moment, and I don't know, it just makes me take more pictures now every day of my kids.
Right.
And now pretty soon Cheyenne's going to start charging me for her modeling.
Oh. She sounds very grown up already. Yes.
She's at the stage where she's like, hey, come on, if you're going to make me do this, there's got to be something in it for me.
Yeah. Ice cream later, something like that. Yeah. Some kind of benefit.
That's usually the general bribe I hear from parents of small children is ice cream. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm being a little silly, but you do have I Promote You, and you sell promotional items, and it has a lot to do with images and people's.
Yeah. What I do is help companies market themselves, and we use tangible product for that. And when I say tangible product, on the promotional product side, when I think of that, I think of pens, cups, koozies, all that fun stuff. But it also includes T-shirts, screen printed T-shirts. It includes your business card. It includes brochures that you hand out. Anything that's got your logo and your brand on it, that's what I work with my clients on. And it's a fun and creative business. And it segues great into photography because we talked about this earlier. I encourage most of my clients to put their photo on their business card. And primarily it is because it helps to build a relationship with someone. You may meet them at a networking event. You hand them your business card. If it has your photo on it, they're going to remember who you are. And it starts to build that relationship with that person, build that rapport so that, if they've got it sitting on their desk, like many of us do, have a lot of business cards sitting on our desk right now from people we've collected from networking events. Every time I see that picture, it just reinforces a relationship to me. So when I make that phone call or I send that email to sit down and get to know them a little bit better, I feel comfortable. I feel like I know them already. They're not a stranger to me because I've seen their face so many times. And I will say, again, talking about the picture, I encourage them to get a professional headshot done. The lighting is important, the appearance, their attire, to make sure it's industry appropriate, I would say. So, because that is your first impression of that person. Right. And so I always encourage that. So,
and, because I have a little bit of experience in networking, I don't know, I do understand that sometimes people are really bad with names, but you remember faces.
That's right.
And so if you get home and you're like, oh, I don't know, which one was this person? If you see the face, you're like, that's right. I remember having conversation with this person.
Exactly.
And you didn't remember their name, but you can pick them out that way.
That's exactly right. So, and I realize there are certain industries it may not be the standard or the norm for you to have your picture on your business card. But for most industries, I would say if you are in the relationship business, which most of us are in business, I really encourage them to get a professional headshot done and put that on your business card.
Absolutely. And I just think, you're right in the fact that each industry has a different look and a different, appearance of what it should be like. And, nobody's experts on all that. So
right. Well, and I actually have a large client right now that they send me photos to do some personalized note cards for each one of their employees. And unfortunately, some of them are selfies, and I can tell that. But the issue with selfies, and even though our cameras are our cell phones now, and they have definitely improved the quality that you can get from a cell phone camera, the issue still becomes it may be a low resolution. It may turn out grainy. It's too dark. There are so many issues. Your printer can only do as good as your photo that you supply them. So, that's another thing the reason that I really stress that professional side of it. I really want them to come across, number one, professional in their industry, but number two, I want to be professional in my print job that I give to you. So it's important to me that it's a high quality photo you send to me to begin with.
Right. You got to start out with something good.
Exactly.
Well, I want to hear more about this and more about the notepads and everything you say that have pictures on it that reflect people. If you'll stick with us, I have more questions for you after the break.
Sounds great.
Aperture and Shutter Speed.
When I think back on all the crap I learned in high school.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, and we're looking for more talk shows and volunteer DJs for our music shows. If you're interested in having your own talk show on Lone Star, or always wanted to live out your dream of being a music DJ, contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com/contact us, or call the station at 936-647-5747 for more information.
Welcome back to Aperture and Shutter Speed. I'm Chelsea here with Dawn Candy with I Promote You. And we've been talking about professional headshots and how they make a difference in promotional items or the image that you're putting out there. Dawn, you were talking about the notepads that you make for corporations.
Right.
And they order some for all their employees, right?
Yes. Well, actually, they're individual note cards.
Okay.
And they fit into a standard size envelope, so it's just a single matte postcard, basically. And we put the person's photograph, their cell phone number, their location that they're at as far as the business is concerned. And they're the sales force for this company. And so, it would be a thank you note for someone who stopped into their location. It could be it could be something about reading an article and just attaching that thank you note or that note, because it doesn't say thank you on it. They have a space where they can just customize it each and every time. So it's just a nice piece for them to keep their face in front of prospective clients, previous clients, that kind of thing, just to let them know they've been thinking about them. And it works out really well. So that's just one of the promotional types of things that we do that includes a headshot. Again, we kind of talked about what other uses do we have. Well, it could go on brochures. It can go on your business card. But also web is very important as well. So social media and your website. And just talking about being able to include your bio with your headshot on your particular website, that's really, really important, I think, because people want to know who they're doing business with, what your experience is, what your past has been. They want to know your history. So I think it's really important that we think about the variety of ways that we could use that professional headshot when we promote our businesses.
And not only that, but I know if if somebody's contacted me through my email or whatever, and they've looked at my website, I've looked at their website, and we're going to meet up to talk about business, I like having a picture of them ahead of time so that I'm not, in a coffee shop or wherever we're meeting up going, okay, who is it that I'm looking for?
I agree. Usually when I have those kind of meetings and I have not seen the person, I do wear my name tag, but, still the name tag is not near as good as having a face to relate to and know who you're looking for. So I totally agree with that.
And that same topic, having an up-to-date picture, because I know a lot of people are horrible about choosing a picture from 20 years ago that looked great. And you're like, yeah, it looks great, but it's not who you are now.
Right. If you don't recognize yourself and your clients don't recognize you in person versus your photo, it's time for a new photo.
Yes.
So, absolutely.
And I think people are really sometimes terrified of updating their pictures. But, if you have a good photographer, there's no reason to be. I mean,
I agree. We don't like our age to be documented, as the older that we get. And I can speak from experience in that. I've got a few gray hairs in the temple and things. But I think with age comes wisdom. And I think most people respect that. So, please get your headshot updated because, it could be a little bit embarrassing for both parties if you don't recognize the other because of the headshot. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And, you're talking about, when they're sending out note cards, that's really, what they talk about, top of the mind awareness and marketing.
Right.
It's just reminding somebody, hey, I'm here,
That's exactly right.
Constantly, here's my picture. Remember me? I'm here.
Yeah. So on the promotional product side of things, we mentioned notepads, sticky notepads, even scratch pads, things like that. You have the opportunity to put your picture there too. And depending on the type of industry, it could be appropriate for loan officers, title companies, things like that. When you've got a customer service rep who needs to keep their name and face in front of people, but you may not get to meet them and you need to leave a leave behind when you go by somebody's office. Those times, it's very important to have your picture on there as well because that person at the front desk will start to recognize you. Mm-hmm. They'll know who you are.
Yes.
I often call them the gatekeeper because many times they don't allow you to go back to who you want to talk to. But once you've kind of formed that relationship, you've dropped off some goodies for them, they see your face, they see you on that notepad, they're going to form a relationship with you too, and they're going to start to soften so they'll open that gate for you. So,
yeah, absolutely. And, I think that's a good idea to butter up maybe an office manager or something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Get some good promotional products for that.
That's right.
So you also do like cups and tumblers with logos and stuff.
Yes.
So things like that. I'm definitely going to have to get with you and get some tumblers with my logo on it because I've got a few office managers that I need to sugar up a little bit.
That's perfect. Well, and one of the things too I think about for the office manager, somebody sitting at a desk, and you're trying to break in, I recommend doing a candy jar. Maybe the first time you bring in a candy that you feel like they might like, but the more you go in, you're going to find out what is their favorite candy.
Right.
So you can refill it next time you come in. Now you're their best friend. Now they look forward to seeing you because every time you come, you refill that candy jar with their favorite candy. You're going to get whatever you need. So, yeah, it's a great way to open the door.
And there might be, a stack of 10 other people that do the same thing on their desk, but they're going to choose you.
That's right. Because you went the extra mile to find out what is it that you'd like to see in this jar, and bring it back to them.
And they know that when they see you, it's a good thing.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I definitely like this promotional idea, and I'm gonna get with you and get a few goodies because I got some people on my list. But you're talking about keeping your picture in front of them,
yes,
keeping your brand in front of them, and it's
Correct.
not necessarily constantly trying to sell to them. Just
Right.
a little reminder that you're there.
Right.
So other than candy jars, what do you think is the most popular thing that people buy for corporations or small businesses?
Oh, I get that question a lot. And I have to say that if you talk to any professional in our industry, they're going to tell you that probably the number one promotional item that's purchased are wearables. And when we talk about wearables, we're talking about corporate apparel. So it could be uniforms. But most of the time, for me personally, I love to work with nonprofits. So it's more the screen printed T-shirt for the event that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a T-shirt, it's a cap, it's it could be that embroidered shirt for their team captains for whatever the event might be or something like that. But wearables are the number one. Probably the most useful in the office is going to be a really nice pen, because I can tell you that there's a certain title company out in the community that they just have a really nice rollerball pen that they give out, and people seek them out. They may not use that title company once, but every 10 years, because maybe it's a consumer, but they're going to tell people about that pen. It's their favorite pen. Please don't take that pen, because you know how we all are. We're going to sign something and inadvertently take it, put it in our purse, and we don't mean to do that, but it's marketing for them. And so it's been great buzz in the community about this one particular title company who loves to use the rollerball pen. Might cost you a little bit more, but you know the nice part about it is it's buzz about your business,
and they're not letting that go.
No, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You know, you bring somebody donuts to an office, that's gone in like 10 seconds, right?
Yes.
And they're not going to remember who brought it.
That's right. That's right. So a lot of times I talk to people about, let's make sure that whatever we're giving away is not disposable.
Right.
You know, make sure that it's something that will stick around, that they perceive, the person you're giving it to perceives it as useful and that has a high value. It doesn't have to be a high valued item, but if they perceive it to be, then it is. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it could be a coaster for your desk for somebody who's doing a lot of computer work and not being able to get up and move around a lot. It could be the tumbler that you're talking about, because again, you know, if you do a double wall tumbler, now my cool drink is going to stay cool longer, my warm drink is going to stay warm longer, and there's your brand sitting in front of me every time I change out the drink or I refill. So, you know, those types of things are very positive, and I think is a good it's a great brand awareness for any business who's trying to target someone, especially if they're sitting at a desk for long lengths of time.
Right.
Like many of us are in front of our computer nowadays. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about tumblers, just my husband recently went and bought Yeti tumblers, the big ones, and had his company logo put on them to put them out there to, you know, quality managers and people like that. And man, you know, these are guys who are ordering millions of dollars worth of powder a year.
Right.
And you give them a cup that maybe costs $45 after engraving and everything.
Yep.
And they are just little kids. They love it.
Yeah.
They love it. And then, you know, my husband showed a picture to somebody else in his company, and he's like, where'd you get that? I have to have these to give to my clients.
Yeah.
And it is funny how, you know, it's a little bit of an investment, but it's something that the client thinks is so cool.
Right. And Yeti is a brand, so understanding that you are paying for the brand name, like much like we do with Nike and with other brands like that. There are other double wall insulated tumblers out there that are just as comparable. They just don't have a Yeti name, and maybe their name is not as prominent in the community as Yeti is. So, you know, if your budget can't quite reach the Yeti, there is another option for you. I want you to know that, because a lot of people don't realize that, you know, that there is something else other than the Yeti.
Right.
So, and they feel like it's just kind of priced them out or whatever. But no, there are definitely options out there. So,
and I know the realtor that we bought our house from. We bought our house from her, 3 years ago now. And I think for our second anniversary in our house, she brought us some tumblers and she put our names on it.
Yeah.
And, oh man, that was pretty cool too, right?
Absolutely. And I think it's great she's still touching base with you, because you know what? You know, most people are, they're moving, especially in this area. It seems like every 5 years or so people move. They're either, you know, upgrading to another house, something larger because they're a growing family, or they're downsizing because they're becoming empty nesters. So it's a great thing that your realtor's doing by keeping in touch with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's something you won't forget.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I've got so much more to talk about with pictures. I kind of get off base sometimes. If you stick with us, I do want to talk to you about the WISE conference, and if you can explain to everybody what the WISE conference is and what your role in it is.
I would love to.
So stick with us through this break. You're listening to Aperture and Shutter Speed.
We're starting to film our talk shows and putting them on YouTube. Your favorite Lone Star Community Radio show can be seen on YouTube under our Lone Star Community Radio channel, and on City of Conroe's Our City TV channel on Suddenlink Channel 12. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see the most recently released videos, and find more information online at irlonestar.com/TV.
Welcome back to Aperture and Shutter Speed. I'm Chelsea Williams here with Dawn Candy. Before the break, we were talking about I Promote You and all the promotional items that Dawn sells and can create for her clients. But Dawn, you're also working on the WISE conference. And it's coming up pretty quickly.
It is coming up Wednesday, September 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Lone Star College on Research Forest Drive in the Woodlands. We are very excited because sponsorships are selling. We've got our keynote speaker, our executive panelists. We have 3 breakout sessions. There's so much going on with this conference, Chelsea. It's very exciting to be able to have women from our community who are definitely recognizable, who are going to be on the executive panel and our keynote speaker, to be able to just talk about empowering women and you know, you being able to make choices for yourself and your career and giving yourself permission to do those things, and how you deal with daily life and work-life balance, because most of us are moms and some of us are grandmothers and, you know, things like that. So there's a lot going on with the conference. There's a lot to offer this year for our attendees.
So for anybody who doesn't know anything about the WISE conference, it is specifically a women's conference.
It is. It's a one-day business conference for women, and our theme this year is empowering women with knowledge. And so what we really wanted to do was bring to our vendor area, because we do have a vendor area. We wanted to bring some products and services that make life a little bit easier for women in business. Whether you are an entrepreneur or you work for a corporation, we all have needs and different types of needs, but we all have a household as well. So, you know, it was things that, can it make your household run more smoothly? Can it make your career work more smoothly? That's the type of business we were looking for the vendors this year, and I think we have a great selection of that. So that's an exciting kind of shift for us as well. But also, you know, for those of you who have been to the WISE conference before, this is our 4th annual, and for those of you that have been before, last year was our first year to start breakout sessions, and last year you were only able to attend one session, schedule permitting. And so this year we decided, let's change the agenda a little bit and make sure that each attendee is able to see the keynote speaker, the executive panel, and all 3 breakout sessions. That's why it's one day. That's why it's from 9 to 4, because you are going to be able to visit the vendor area, listen to each breakout session, listen to that executive panel, listen to that keynote speaker. There is lunch provided, so you'll get the full day, and it'll be a great experience for you. And hopefully you'll glean some tips and tricks and things like that to bring back and just start implementing in your daily life to help things run much more smoothly.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've personally been at each WISE conference, and each year I'm really impressed with, one, the quality of the keynote speakers, and it just kind of gives you a little bit of inspiration, honestly.
It does. And this year will be no different. Our keynote speaker is Indrani Garadia. She is a local resident of the Woodlands, but she is a global speaker. And so she has been traveling the world to end gender violence. And she is very passionate about that. She is very passionate about women. And again, empowering women with the ability to be okay with you, how you are, and just knowing that you can make decisions for your life and choose the things that you want to participate in and draw the line where you don't. And so I think she's going to be very inspiring for us. I think it's going to be a great afternoon when she comes in to speak, and she kind of follows, you know, the rest of the day because she'll be in the afternoon. So with our executive panel, you're going to get to see some women who have corporate positions. You have women who may be in male-dominated industries, and they deal with challenges that probably a lot of our corporate attendees will be able to relate to, because it may be a male-dominated world, and how you're dealing with the struggle of gaining the respect, maybe just how you deal with the corporate situations when your superior may be a male and just you're not on the same communication level with them for whatever reason. So it's going to be interesting to hear how they've overcome some challenges that they've faced, how they how they've managed to maneuver the waters in these large corporations. And, one of our speakers is the president of her family-owned business, and she's the only daughter of 7 children, and she's the president, and it's a male-dominated industry. And so, I've talked with her personally, and she said it took a long time for the guys to understand she knew what she was doing. And so I think that's really interesting, and for many of us to be able to hear their stories, to know that there are struggles, and then to know, I'm not so different. I'm sitting in the audience, and I've felt those feelings, and I've had those types of situations happen in business, and it's great to hear how they overcame, and maybe give you some ideas on how you can overcome those challenges if you happen to be facing them right now.
Right. Well, I think we're very fortunate to have speakers like this here in the Woodlands area.
We absolutely are. Yes.
I think it's going to be a fantastic day. So the main goal is inspiring, things like that. So you've been kind of taken over promoting this year, right?
Yes. Earlier this year, we found out, and I say we, kind of a core group of people that were involved in the planning, found out that our event planner, who had been taking care of it for the last 3 years for us, was not able to do it. She has an exclusive contract with a client now that she did not have the time to coordinate the conference for us. And I did not want to see this conference go away.
Right.
I felt very passionate about the conference and about what it does for women, and the fact that it's local, and like you said, the talent that we have here is amazing. And so I just wanted to make sure it continued. And so I asked the 2 founding members who collaborated on this to begin with if they would allow me to take over and to run the committee for this year. And so I have to say I have a great team of women who I probably have, I think I have 15 on my committee, and each one has a little subcommittee that they are in charge of that are just taking care of every aspect of this conference. And we've all worked together. They have been just amazing to work with, and it's been great for me to get to know them as well, because some of them I had no working knowledge with before, so it introduced me to some new friends. And so yes, like I said, we have planned from the very get-go, and we'll be there the day of. So, if anybody has any questions, they're going to know who to look for. You can visit our website and see our pictures,
yes.
by the way. I do want to mention that. We've got our pictures on the Facebook page, and it tells you what area of responsibility we each have. On the website. And yes, we do have a Facebook page.
Yes. Wise Conference Facebook page.
Yes. And thewiseconference.com. But also, too, I do want to mention tomorrow is a deadline. And so for those of you that are listening, women, if you are in need of a scholarship, if you want to launch a business, if you need some education to help you climb that career ladder, whatever it might be, we are doing 3 scholarships this year for $1,000 each. We're very excited about that. It's our first year. And that scholarship was sponsored by Donna Wick, DWPR, Wicked Publicity, and we're very happy to have her on board for that. So tomorrow at midnight, you must have your application, your 2 letters of reference, and your ticket paid for, all submitted into the wiseconference.com website. And I hope that people will apply, because like I said, this is our first year to do this. It's very exciting. We have received quite a few applications, and you'll be notified probably within the next couple of weeks on whether or not you've been awarded. So that's a great new piece for us. When the conference got started, one of their main missions was to make sure that not only did we inspire and empower women, but we also give back to our community. So the scholarship application, or the scholarship itself, was one of those ways to do that, and one of those avenues. But also to give back to our community, we choose a charity each year that we want to benefit as well. And this year, we were very passionate about shining a spotlight on special needs. It just seems to be more and more apparent, the number of special needs organizations that we have and the need for them and what their missions are. And so we chose 2 charities this year, Focus Academy, which is a school for special needs. I want to say children and adults, because they, one of our very dear friends, Grant with Grant's Eco Art. He is a recent graduate of Focus Academy, and so he's still a very integral part of their academy as well. So we're benefiting them, and we're benefiting Special Needs Sibs. Special Needs Sibs is a great charity that they actually help the siblings of families who have a child that's got special needs. And oftentimes, from what I hear from Gail Fisher, their founder, is that those children many times are neglected, or they have to do without because of the medical expense that is incurred by the family because of the special needs child. And so the money that we donate to Special Needs Sibs is going to go to scholarships for those that she serves. And so we feel very, very blessed to be able to help both of these charities and to help our families with special needs in the community. And we're looking forward to everyone at the conference learning more about both of these charities, because they'll be there as well with a vendor booth set up so you can learn more about them.
Right. And I like like I said, I've been in every WISE conference, and I'm enjoying watching the conference grow and kind of how it's evolving to be more in the community, and the scholarships are wonderful, and the fact that it's giving back to charities.
Yes.
And I don't know. I enjoy the fact that I've always been there to see it every year.
Yeah.
And I've got a few more questions about it. And of course I want to talk about photography, because if anybody didn't know, I'm the WISE conference photographer.
Yes, and thank you so much for that. Yeah. And that's really important. For us to have an event photographer is huge for us, because number one, we know the photos are going to look great. And number two, because then it's something off our plate. We know that we've discussed with you what kind of photos we're looking for. And so then it can just be, a relief as far as me and being the coordinator. I can just say, I know that I can tick that off my list. It's done. It's taken care of. And those photos are going to be good for website, for social media, for us to share with our sponsors, our vendors, that kind of thing. And so that's really, really important to document the event and the day of the event. So it's a very big piece that you're doing for us, and we really, really appreciate that.
No, I enjoy doing it. Stick with us. I got a few more topics to discuss on the WISE conference and the pictures. We'll talk more about it after the break on Aperture and Shutter Speed.
Did you know your favorite show on Lone Star Community Radio are on social media? Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, you name it, they're on it. Check out where they are online on irlonestar.com/shows and see which of your favorite hosts are online. Make sure to follow them and see what is in store for the next broadcast. Follow Lone Star Community Radio on Twitter at irlonestar or Facebook with facebook.com/irlonestar.
Welcome back to Aperture and Shutter Speed. I'm Chelsea Williams. I'm talking to Dawn Candy about the WISE conference. And I take pictures for the WISE conference every year. And, it's something I really enjoy to be a part of. And Dawn was talking about, it is important to have event photography. And, not only, do you need the pictures this year, but you've used the pictures from last year for this year's promotion, right?
That's correct. Yes. As a matter of fact, I know I had to reach out to you very early and say, Chelsea, can you send me some pictures? Kind of in a panic. But yes, we have, thankfully, we have you to refer back to for the photography, for the photos of previous years, because we do use those not only in the promotion for the upcoming event, but also because, we want to be able to document each conference that we have and just show how it's grown, how it's progressed, the things that we've done in the past, and that sort of thing. So it's great for history. It's great for promoting the next year's event, which we'll be doing again next year. So it'll be our 5th year, and I'm sure it'll be bigger and better as ever. So, but we're going to get past this one first. So yeah,
it's hard not to jump ahead, right, and start planning.
Yes, because we're less than 30 days now. So, and I do want to mention to everyone who's listening that tickets are on sale through the website. There will be no ticket sales at the door. So it's really important that you purchase in advance. And if you have any questions, there's an email there that you can just send, and we're very responsive to get back to you. But hope that you'll see the value in spending the day with 325 women.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and not only that, but I got to tell you, in previous years when I've sat down to lunch, I've really enjoyed sitting at a table where I don't know anybody.
right.
And talking to the different women there. And I've met a lot of really interesting people in different industries. And just, I know I like networking. It's just something I do. But getting out of your comfort zone and sitting with somebody different, I really enjoyed it to meet different
And that's
people.
a really good point for those individual ticket holders and, someone who's not coming with a corporation. Please do that. Please sit with people you don't know, because you're going to get more out of it. Like you said, you may meet your lifelong friend. You don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, it could be someone who would benefit you in business and vice versa. So it is a great networking opportunity. It's a great introduction to for those women as well, to get to meet, like you mentioned, you're a part of WUMTech, you're part of MCABW. They may not know who those organizations are. I'm part of Business Women's Forum. Those 3 organizations are actually the 3 that are hosting this event, who are collaborating on putting the event together. So their members are sitting on our committee to plan this. So, it's an opportunity for us to get our message out as to what each group has to offer someone through networking and business.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it seems like every year I've sat down and somebody will come to me, oh, you're the photographer? Well, I'm with such and such magazine.
Oh.
I'm in with such and such newspaper. Could you send me some pictures? And, and I just love that introduction of meeting people. It's fantastic. So people can get their tickets. Is it thewiseconference.com?
Correct.
And is there a deadline to buy the tickets?
Actually, our hope is that we will sell out. However, we're going to say September 15th is our projected date at this point in time. We have limited seating, so that's why you're not able to purchase your tickets at the door. We do need to sell beforehand. Lone Star College has a policy that they don't allow you to sell anything on premise, and so we can't take ticket sales at the door. So please make sure that you go online and you pre-purchase your tickets, and make sure your girlfriends do that as well, because we'd like to fill that room. So September 15th is going to be my deadline, at least right now. It may go a little bit longer if we still have tickets available.
Right.
Yeah.
But if anything else, just go to the website, look around, look at the pictures from last year.
Check out our sponsors, please.
Yes.
We have a wonderful VIP sponsor this year, Mercedes-Benz of the Woodlands. We really appreciate Bob Milner and Jody Wright for working with us on that. And, of course, I mentioned Donna Wick sponsoring our scholarships. And there are so many other sponsors who have come on board to help support this event. So please take a look at the website and take a look at the agenda. It's there as well, so you'll see what the day is going to look like.
Yeah. And you know what? You can follow the website to the Facebook page, right?
Yes, you sure can.
So you go to the website, you go to the Facebook page, and again, like we said, there's pictures of each board member
Correct.
on the Facebook page, and they have very nice headshots.
Yes, yes.
And,
many thanks to you, I must say, yes.
And under each headshot is their bio, and it tells you kind of what their role is in the conference. And I enjoyed that because it does give a personal feel of, this is who's involved with it. It's local people, and it's, this is what they're doing, and it takes several people to put this together.
It does. It takes a village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go to the website, go to the Facebook page, and look through all the pictures, because I gotta admit, that's what I do. I look at pictures first, and then I'll go back and read.
Yes.
But
and we have some really interesting women on our team who have just a vast variety of types of experience.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go on there and I get to read their bio that they've submitted for that, I'm just amazed that these women are serving on this team, giving of themselves, and it just, I love it. I think it embodies what the event is all about.
Yes.
So.
And so just everybody go on there and check it out. It's pretty cool. And I just want to say, with the headshots that are on the Facebook page, I mean, I turn everything back to pictures. That's just my thing. Sorry.
That's okay.
With the headshots that are on there, it does promote that level of professionalism. And, these aren't people that are submitting pictures with their cats.
Right.
And
Right. Yes.
And I like it just because you can go to the Facebook page, you see their pictures, their headshots, and it really does give you a feel of what the event is. And it's not, something that's thrown together.
Right.
And I was talking to you before the show about recently I went to a website that wasn't for an event. It was for a company. And I was looking at their pictures, and it was just horrible. And I'm thinking, this is not good. And for my reasons, I went ahead and I went there and I checked it out, and it was a great place. But you couldn't tell that from their pictures.
Well, and a lot of us don't have the trained eye. And again, going back to that, it's, we may think it looks like a great picture. However, someone with a trained eye like you is going to look at it and say, I would have taken it from this angle because then it would have made this look so much larger.
Yeah.
Or I would have done this because the lighting would have been better or whatever. So, I leave it to the professionals, honestly, Chelsea.
Well, I have to say, maybe I'm overly critical just because I do look at it. But for me, I see images and, of rooms and of different things. And I'm like, oh, this room looks small and it looks kind of dingy. But it's lighting and it's how everything's set up. So I think, when you have good professional pictures, it makes a huge difference.
It does, and that's for any industry. Think about it. Restaurants, they need professional photography for their plated food. If they're going to put it on their website, you want it to be a really nice picture because you want to see that food so clearly, and it's supposed to be appetizing. It's supposed to pull us in, right? So that goes for everything else too. Anybody that's got a product that they're trying to sell should have somebody professionally doing it. And I have friends that are photographers too and share stories with me just like you do about the fact that, it takes certain lighting for certain objects. It takes certain angles. So you guys just know what you're doing. And those of us that are in business, we're in business because we know our business, right? So if we need to promote our business through photography, why not?
Right.
Why not call on that photographer?
Right.
So,
and my parents own a business, and when I'm in town with them, I take pictures of their products and I make it look amazing. And when I'm not in town, I ask my dad, hey, can you send me a picture of this so I can post it for you on your Facebook page? And it will be the most horrendous picture. And I'm like, okay, all right, well, at least it makes me feel good about myself. It reinforces that I know what I'm doing because I see these pictures and that's just it. People that aren't photographers don't get it. They don't understand. And
we don't have the eye for it. We just don't have the eye for it.
And that's okay. Just let a professional photographer do it.
That's right.
Well, I want to thank you for being with us and talking to us about not only the WISE conference, but I Promote You.
Thank you.
Do you want to give us your personal website so anybody can check it out?
Absolutely. It is I Promote You, and it's the word you, YOU.biz. So you can go on there. I'm going to tell you, you can also add items to a cart, and it will email me and let me know you're interested in a certain product. But if you happen to know what you're looking for or have an idea for an upcoming event, email me. My email address is dawn@ipromoteyou.biz because I can do the search for you and I can take that burden off of you as well. And that's really what I prefer to do unless you just have hours of time. You want to sit and scroll through my website because there are thousands of products there. But I'm happy to do that search for you as well. So.
And if you're doing any promotional items with pictures,
yes,
you need good pictures.
Yes, please. Please.
Professional headshots, just professional pictures in general work best. If you're going to invest the money in professional items or promotional items. Anyway.
Yes.
Well, again, thank you for being with us. And on next week's show, we are going to have Connor Fuller, and he's going to be talking about photographing weapons, and that's the workshop he's going to be teaching at Photogenesis. So I know he works with models that are, his military friends and some different things. So that's it's going to be a guy-centered workshop, I think, maybe. I don't know. I photographed a few weapons, but just for fun.
I guess anybody could go to that, right? And if they want to post them for sale or what?
Absolutely.
Need to learn some tips and tricks.
So next Tuesday, 12 o'clock, stay tuned on irlonestar.com and hear Connor Fuller all about photographing weapons for Photogenesis. Until next time, keep on shooting.
I know they never match my sweet imagination.
Thanks for checking out this production of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star Community Radio, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, TV, media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production produced by the show host and Dick Schishler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Stischler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.